listening to Fountain of Thought with your hosts, Dennis Fountain and Sonny Rain. One small step for man, one giant leap for America.
This show contains adult themes and language. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, everyone, to the Fountain of Thought podcast. This is the podcast where we talk about everything and anything. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at TalkFOT, and visit our website at fountainofthought.com. And don't forget about our listener line, 413-612-8037. Sonny, before I welcome you to the show, we have a very special guest in our studio today. Everyone, give a warm, absolutely wonderful Fountain of Thought welcome to my mommy!
Hello.
So my mom's here from Texas visiting, and she'll be our guest for this show. Sonny, how you doing?
So, this all seems horrible.
Dude, your mom is on the show.
Yeah, my mom's.
Yeah, but you know what that means?
That means you have to behave.
Seriously. That means I gotta censor everything.
Yeah.
Oh, she threatened me before the show. It says she'll wash my mouth out with soap.
She will, too.
Yes, I did.
So now what the fudge do I do?
She will spank you.
I gotta talk like this? A born-again freaking butthole?
Yeah, you might have to.
Oh,
yeah.
this is so uncomfortable.
Because I know my mommy's at home all the time, and she puts her fingers over her ears. She goes, no, I did just not hear that. No. Yeah.
Yeah, but now I have a bar soap and I've got a cat full of water dish here.
And there's a cat, too. Angel's
and
here.
A cat.
I told you, as soon as we start the show, she'd show up.
Angel's like, and she's going, you know how cats go in and out of your feet? She's going in and out of my feet. So Angel's here.
Oh.
She'll be up on the table momentarily.
Yeah.
Well,
Hi, Angel.
She adapted to me right away. Though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's Angel.
She's incredibly nosy.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah. Angel and Meow, those are the two mascots. The other one never comes down. So
She really is beautiful.
Yeah. She got hit by a car in front of my house. Broke her hip in 2 places.
All right, so moving right along, how have you been this past week? Good?
Hot and sweaty, as usual.
Again, yeah.
Sweaty balls.
But she's been freezing at my house.
Well, she comes from Texas.
Yeah, but it's 73 degrees. And so I say, well, Ma, what do you keep the thermostat at your house? She goes, 73. I go, well, why is 73 different in Texas versus Massachusetts? What the hell's the difference? 73.
My mother is cold no matter what the temperature is out.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course, she only weighs 98 pounds, I think.
Yeah, well, that's about what you weigh. No, you weigh more than 98? What do you weigh? 105?
8.
108, folks. 108.
What a fatty.
108.
I wish I was 100. Oh, I'd be really skinny.
One of the things I want to tackle on today's show is the minimum wage increase. Did you hear about this?
No, I did not, but you can enlighten me.
I will enlighten you, as always. Mm-hmm. In Massachusetts, they're pushing to raise the minimum wage. Now, right now, the minimum wage is $11, and it goes up every year until 2021, or I got it written down somewhere. But there's a new coalition. It's the called Raise Up Massachusetts, coalition of, quote, labor, faith, and community organizations, and they are proposing a ballot question. They need to collect 64,750 signatures to put this on the ballot so we can vote on this in November, and they want to raise the minimum wage to $20 by 2022, okay? That's one thing. The other thing they want to do is the proposal would require that employees provide paid leave without any consequence.
Are you kidding me?
No. According to them, the reason they want the paid leave is 1.2 million workers risk losing their jobs if they take time off from work to take care of a family medical emergency or to care for a new child. And 87% of workers in New England lack access to paid leave.
What's next? Naps and cookie and milk breaks?
Well, some of them, yeah, they want to give you all that stuff. But no, you can take an FMLA leave and do what you need to do, and you're just not getting paid for it on most jobs. But why should an employer pay for you not to work?
I'm with you 100%.
I don't have a problem if there are a lot of businesses that do that. That's one of the benefits that they have, and that makes them a good company, which means you want to go work for them. Companies have higher salaries, which means you want to go work for them. But this forcing this stuff down people's throat like this is ridiculous, and businesses are going to leave in droves. They're not going to go anywhere. They'll leave Massachusetts to go somewhere else where it's different. So I did a little research, and I did I looked at the minimum wage in all 50 states in the United States. Obviously, it's different in every state. And Texas is not very nice, by the way, with their minimum wage. No, they go by the federal minimum wage, whatever that is, which is $7.25. Yeah. But I also looked at, because I want to talk about this a little bit, is tipped workers. So everyone talks about, I got to leave a tip, because that's how they make their money. First of all, there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There are 21 states that the minimum wage is set by the federal government. So whatever the federal government sets the minimum wage is, that's what those 20 states do. So half of the country, the minimum wage, approximately half the country, is $7.25.
Well, that's where all your businesses in Massachusetts are going to end up, in one of those 21 states, because they can make a better profit.
Yes.
I thought it was always state that set those.
No.
They set them in each state.
There's a federal minimum wage, and what happens is the state can come in and give something higher, but they can't go lower. So all of these states have opted to, go with the $7.25. Now, if you look at the wages of the highest wage of other states, well, let's call it, it's got to be number 2. You know what the number 2 state in the state is for the highest wage?
Cocky.
Massachusetts.
Like I said, cocky.
So Washington has $11.
What's our nickname?
Taxachusetts.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So Washington has $11, Massachusetts has $11, and D.C., the District of Columbia, it's not really a state, but they have the highest. It's $12.50. The average is probably $8.50. That's about the average if you looked in. That's what the minimum wage is. But let's take a look at tipped workers, all right? So how much do you think, Sonny, how much do you think a waiter or waitress is going to get in any state?
Well, it used to be like $5 an hour.
Okay.
But I'd have to venture a guess, maybe $6.50.
Mom, what do you think an hour? $10 an hour? Okay. In every single state in the United States, they have to make at least minimum wage.
Wow.
Okay.
Plus tips?
Plus tips.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
They could get paid as little as $2.50 an hour, and then their tips go towards their salary, but they have to make that. If they don't make that, the employer has to kick in the rest.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Okay? But there are some exceptions. Like in California, the minimum wage is $10.50 unless you are employed as a waiter or waitress at a restaurant that has less than 25 employees. Then it could be $10. In Washington, D.C., the minimum wage is $12.50 unless you're a restaurant worker. You get $11.50. In Minnesota, the minimum wage is $9.50 unless you work in a business that has less than 25 employees. It's $7.75. In Montana, it goes by the company gross. So if the company gross is less than $110,000, you get paid $4 an hour.
Wow.
In Nevada, the minimum wage is $8.25, and you have a choice in Nevada. You can say, all right, I'll take the $8.25 with no benefits. Or you can take $7.25 an hour with benefits. That's it. Those are the only caveats in all of the United States. What I'm getting at is that everybody tips, and we've said this before in this show, is I'm so tired of this tipping stuff, because why do I have to pay extra for something that the company should be paying you for? It's not my job to pay your salary. It's your employer's job to pay your salary.
I said it before, I'll say it again. It insults me. You go into D&D, they got a tip cup out. You go to Janine's Frosty, they got a tip cup. You go to Howard's, they got a tip thing. Come on. You're getting paid the minimum wage to do that job, and your job is to prepare food or serve me food. Why do I have to give, like you said, why do I have to kick in extra money because you had exceptional service?
I don't mind doing that. But when it's expected of me,
that's what I'm talking about. Somebody goes up above and beyond, leaps and bounds,
and I do that for anybody. Just not,
exactly. Like I told
you, don't have to raise your hand. She's raising her hand.
You can
just talk. Just go ahead and talk.
Well, the problem is they're not the only ones that expect tips. I get my nails done, they want a tip. I get my toenails done, they want a tip. I get my hair done, they want a tip. I mean, this goes on and on.
It's all the services.
They're tipping us to death.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there is a lot of tipping involved, maybe even more so for a woman because of the nails and all the stuff that we have done. You have your makeup put on. I don't do that, but some do.
Yeah.
And it's all tipping. So every time you turn around, you're tipping somebody for something.
Yeah.
And those add up because that's coming out of your pay.
And everybody that you tip, who do you tip? It's usually a service end.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy comes and mows your lawn. You give him a tip because he does a good job.
Or you give him a Christmas tip.
I don't tip the guy that does my lawn.
Yeah, I know. You're a bastard.
It's him.
Get the soap.
It's me. Get the soap. Actually,
Yeah,
bastard is not a swear.
Well, yes, grammatically correct.
That's not a swear.
I have a tip.
You have a tip.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't ever pet a burning dog.
Don't ever pet a burning dog?
Right. There's a tip for you.
Is that like don't eat yellow snow?
I don't know. My boss used to say that to me at the store all the time.
What the hell kind of tip is that?
I have no idea. Just
But you never figured it out.
Jimmy, I'm still trying to figure it out.
All right,
He looked like Adam Sandler, too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
All right. There are some increases down the road. D.C. is going to increase their minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2020.
Wow.
As I said, Massachusetts is already doing that. Massachusetts will be $15 by 2021. But this new bill is shooting for $20. They want $20. All right. Georgia, they're a little weird in Georgia that if you have less than 6 employees, they can pay you $6 an hour. Illinois, if you're under 18 or a new employee, which is 90 days or less, they can give you 50 cents less an hour. And Indiana has a similar statute, 20 and under, or a new employee, which is less than 90 days, they can give you $4.25 an hour. And the final one is, which I thought was really funny, is that if you work in Pennsylvania, so Pennsylvania, the minimum wage is $7.25, which is the federal minimum wage. However, if you happen to work for the city of Philadelphia, it's $12 an hour. If you happen to work for the city of Pittsburgh, it's $15 an hour. So don't tell me that they didn't have some unions in there pressuring them to give them some good salaries.
That should be reversed, actually.
Yeah, it should be. If you work for the city or state, you should be paid less.
No, Pittsburgh has 6 world championships in football, and
Yeah,
Philadelphia
yeah.
has none. So
Yeah.
I mean, this doesn't add up.
So what I'm getting at, folks, is that
Yes, what are you getting at?
well, I've said this all along, and it doesn't matter. And these people that go against and they say, you can't live off of minimum wage. It's not a salary that blah blah. Minimum wage was never designed to live off of. It's not a salary that's designed for you to go out and support a family. Whatever kind of nuclear family you got, one person stays at home, takes care of the kids, the other person goes out and works. Can't do that on the minimum wage. Minimum wage was never designed for that. Its purpose is for those starting out, for 16 to 20-year-olds or whatever, first timers to get a job, or a stepping stone. This is where you start at, and from here
Paid experience.
you go up. Exactly. Mm-hmm. People who do this don't have any business sense, and they don't understand the business mentality. So let's say right now, and let's not to pick on McDonald's, but just say right now.
Oh, let's
McDonald's.
please.
Okay, let's pick on McDonald's. All right. So McDonald's right now, let's say before they raised this minimum wage, because it was $9 and they went to 10 and to 11 and there's going to be 12 and whatever in mass. So they're making $9 an hour. McDonald's is all happy making $9 an hour, and your Big Mac cost you, and this isn't right, but I'm just saying, your Big Mac cost you $3.
$4.29.
All right, $4.29. Actually, no, it probably cost $3 when they were paying $9 an hour. So a business has a set amount of expenses. Their biggest expense is payroll, which is what they pay the employees. Okay, when you raise that, you have to take the money from somewhere else. All of these people that are on board about, raise the minimum wage, and even people, regular Americans say, well, hell yeah, I want to make $15 an hour.
And then we're all going to pay more for the product.
Exactly.
Yep.
Because what they think is going to happen is they think that these people that make multi-million dollars a year off of, first of all, I will tell you that the people that own McDonald's, the franchise, especially the local one here, they're well off. I'm not going to say they're poor, because they're not. They're well off. But they're not sitting back in a $500 million mansion, sipping cognac every night. They're not making that much money.
That's right.
Okay,
But they make enough that they could fix their drive-up window.
well,
screen.
they could fix their drive-up window. Yeah,
All they are is an owner of a business.
yeah,
That's it.
And what people think is they think, well, these business owners make millions of dollars, and that's not right. Why should they make $1 million and I only make minimum wage? That's not fair. Well, it is, because they own the business and you don't. And if you think by raising the minimum wage, you're going to make more money and the owner of the business is going to make less, you're dead wrong. because he has to pass, or she has to pass on those costs somewhere else.
The perfect example of this is Major League Baseball. When those idiot Yankees decide they're going to give Alex Rodriguez a $350 million contract, where do you think that money
come from? Somewhere.
Where's it going to come from? The fans.
Yeah.
When I went to Fenway Park in 1975, my father bought box seat tickets for $17 a piece.
Yeah.
And the seats were like 3 rows back from the visitors' dugout.
Yeah.
Do you know what those would cost today?
Well, face value or what they're going for on the street?
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
I think they're $72, aren't they?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
But I'll tell you, after you paid this astronomical fee for the seat, now it's time to buy your kids a snack.
Yeah.
So they want a hot dog. Well, what's a hot dog? $6.50?
Probably, yeah.
I'm thirsty. I want a beer.
Yeah.
What is that, $12 for a
yeah.
16-ounce cup of watered-down crap?
Yeah.
I paid $9 for water when we went to that game.
Yeah.
$9.
Major League
Unbelievable.
Baseball, $9 for water at Texas Stadium.
Now, Mom, when you're proud of me, see, I said crap and I didn't say shit.
I caught that.
It just irks me because people go on and they think this. Here's a perfect example. Of McDonald's is one. And what's happening is, so they have to gain that money somewhere. So they raise the price of their product a little bit, and they hire less people, or they change to automation.
That's right. Absolutely.
And no one understands this concept. And this is happening everywhere. There are several McDonald's now where you go in and there's a kiosk. You order from the kiosk. Your order is cooked by somebody else and delivered. I look at that and I go, you know what? I've been to McDonald's. I'd rather order from the kiosk. At least they're going to get my order right.
Exactly.
I have no problem with automation.
But if they didn't do it this way, you'd be paying
It'd be $6 for a burger.
$9 for a hamburger.
And this and here's another good example. And now I'm out of the business, so I can talk about it. When I was at Cinemagic Theaters, they raised the minimum wage. Our owner Mark went bullshit. He went through the roof because they're paying $7.75 everywhere else in Massachusetts.
You said bullshit.
Bullcrap. Bullcrap.
God. Get the soap.
Get the soap out. So he said I can't afford that. I'll have to pull out of Massachusetts because I can't afford to pay $11 an hour. So they sit there and they crunch the numbers. And Massachusetts now, they had to raise, our ticket prices are up, our concession is up. They had to raise the price of everything. And now they require staff to do more for less and stay. The salary employees have to stay longer. And I'm looking and I go, who did this benefit? Did this benefit the worker? No. Did this benefit the customer? No.
There's an exception. It benefited Shane.
Yeah. No. Shane got fired.
Well, it worked for him for a long time.
But this is what people don't realize this. If you raise the minimum wage to something that's artificial, that you forced down somebody's throat, the money has to come from somewhere. There's no ifs, ands, or buts from it. The owner of the business is not going to take that much of a loss. Maybe if you do, 10, 15 cents an hour, something like that, quarter an hour, maybe it might be absorbed.
Well, that's the way it used to be.
Yeah. It could be absorbed into the owner will say fine. But you can't take, $1 in this. You guys don't understand this. You have to think about this. So it's just not that now I'm getting paid $15 an hour. It's that everybody's getting paid $15 an hour. And then what happens? And this is the same thing that happened at Cinemagic that was part of my demise. So now the minimum wage goes up. All right. Now you're making $11 an hour. Well, now you've given the employees, the staff that come in, entry-level positions, 2 raises since I've been there. And they were forced raises because they weren't because they did a good job. They were because the state said you have to raise it. So they started at whatever, I think it was $9.50 is what they started. Then Massachusetts came in, $10. Boom. So now they got a raise to $10. Boop. Now they got a raise to $11. January comes, boop. Now they got a raise to $12 an hour. So they've had all these raises that were forced down their throats. They had to. But little old me hadn't gotten a raise.
Because you're on salary.
Exactly. So I sit there, and technically, I'm now making less because the difference is not the same. Yeah, I'm really making the same, but you know what I'm saying. So now, and this is what the other side that people don't see. So now you have employees that now their pay scale the difference isn't much. So they'll say, well, why the hell do I want to be the manager when I can just walk in off the street and do the same thing and get paid the same amount of money?
Exactly.
All right. So now these businesses have to raise everyone else's salary. So it's not just minimum wage employees you're raising the salary for. It's everyone else in the company. Everybody else in the company has to get a raise to keep that difference, to keep that pay raise difference, or else there's no incentive to do anything. You'd crumble. The business would crumble. And they don't see that. They don't understand how businesses work.
Two things. When I flipped burgers over at McDonald's, I was getting paid $3.35 an hour.
Boy, that must have been a long time ago.
Yeah.
Showing your age.
You're old.
Yeah.
Thanks. Point number 2. I've said this 100 times on this show. I'm going to say it again. If we could find a way to take the stupidity in this and harness it for energy, we would never run out, because it's never going to stop people from being dumb.
But, Bernie Sanders and the like, and all of these people that want to take all your wealth and spread it amongst everyone. Oh, let's go there.
Oh, my
Let's
God.
go there. Socialism.
Oh, wait.
I don't know where that man's head's at. Or what he thinks he can do is totally ridiculous.
Who's that?
Sanders.
Oh, okay. Colonel Sanders?
Colonel Sanders.
Not talking to the mic.
Colonel Sanders.
That's much better. Yeah. Yeah.
I
We're
mean-
related to Colonel Sanders,
Yes,
Really?
we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
How?
I don't know.
My dad's side, it was the Sanders. It was his mother was a Sanders.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
So,
You never told me that.
Yeah, I did.
You did
He
not.
doesn't like to brag.
Yeah, I don't like to brag about my finger licking.
Or was it because you were chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the average American would sit and think about this, yeah, they might, on the surface, it sounds good. $15 an hour? Hell yeah. $20 an hour? Hell yeah. I'll do that to flip a burger.
Free college? Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same thing. You have to know this. And if you don't, there's nothing for free.
If the average American ever thought at any given point, they wouldn't be walking around Walmart in their pajamas.
Yeah, that's true. They'd be in their underwear. So,
Free health insurance.
Yeah.
Okay.
free health insurance, single payer, whatever.
Will you come over to my house in the morning, make me breakfast, and make my bed for me, too? I'll take the job.
That sounds like a listener to me. So we talk about the listener line, which, by the way, is 413-612-8037. Give us a call, and we may put you on the air. We had a listener call in the other day, bitching and yipping about welfare recipients. Want to hear it?
Oh, I can't wait.
All right.
I want to talk about government assistance. I want to talk about how the liberals all complain that, they need the help. They fell on hard times. When I was young, I found out how much my half-sister was making firing out 5 kids, and I was like, I want to kill my guidance counselor. Jesus, because it's obvious that this is a career choice, and it's not really assistance at all, because it's not really a necessity when you're showing pictures on Facebook of brand new manicures, and you got your bling, and you got your tattoos, and you got your cigarettes, and you got your iPhone, and who needs to go to college and be $180,000 in debt to get a career that only makes $30,000 a year when you can go make more money on your back? No one's even listening to this shit anyway. This show sucks.
Thanks a lot, Happy Feet. But he makes a good point.
He makes several good points, actually. He does. And I think you have to be careful, though, that I will say you have to be careful. Because we don't want to, if somebody really needs assistance, then they really need
that's
assistance.
fine. But he does
It's the abuse.
It does have a point. Because I had one of my bosses at my last job, he had to go to court one day for a speeding ticket. And he's sitting in the back of the courtroom. He's a very quiet guy. And there was 2 girls, and they were talking, and she's like, so how you doing, Becky? I don't know what their names were. Whatever.
Yeah.
How you doing, Becky? I'm not so good because I got this, and I got to pay for this, and I don't know what I'm going to do. And the other one looks at her and goes, you got to get yourself a couple of baby daddies. That way, you'll get free assistance, you'll get free health care, you'll get checks, and on top of that, maybe, if you score the right guy, you'll get child support. When you start turning childbearing into a business, he's got a point.
He does have a point.
And there's a lot of people doing it. I'm sorry. That is correct. But, okay, young girl goes out, makes a mistake, gets pregnant. Hey, that's fine. Hey, it's going to happen. But when you start to say, I'm going to go hunting for it, that's an entirely different thing.
Yeah. And I think there needs to be, remember we talk about term limits? There needs to be limits on this as well.
Yeah, I mean, first time, fine. Okay, but after that, you're on your own.
You can only do it for so long. We'll help you for so long. You do what you want with it, but we can only help you for so long.
Or for so much. That's it. There's
Yeah.
a cap.
It's like unemployment insurance. When it runs out, it runs out. You've used it all. There's none left.
Right.
Because
nothing insults me more when I go in, and again, I don't have a problem with it. Some people need food stamps, okay, and I get that. But when I sit in line and I'm watching them unload lobster and scallops and T-bone steaks, and I'm going, really?
yeah, and I'm
Beer.
sitting buying macaroni.
Yeah, and I'm buying 3 for $1 big
Yeah.
Y macaroni and cheese because I can't really afford the craft.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sorry, I don't mean to.
you're right.
I don't mean to insult your daughters. I know they like big Y.
Yeah,
macaroni
they
and
do
cheese.
like steak white mac and cheese.
But it's true, It's
Yeah.
just it's insane.
Well, you're right, because there should be in these. First of all, you should go back to food stamps, the actual paper money. Remember the paper money?
Yeah, well, they
The
stopped that
government-
because people were selling them.
I know. You should go back to that, because I'm probably going to get some letters on this, and go ahead right in. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to go to the store and to wheel out these food stamps, and people can look at you and know that you're on food stamps.
For that person.
And yeah, it's embarrassing.
Especially when it's real and it's a hard time and that's not really where you want to be.
Or it should be embarrassing.
Well, it's embarrassing to the person who actually has a conscience.
Right, exactly.
There's plenty of people out
Yeah.
there. They'll whip them out and rub them right under your nose and go,
Yeah.
"Look what I'm getting," and you're paying for it.
But the problem with these EBT cards is because it's all electronic. That depends upon where you go. They can buy pot. They can go to these stores and they can buy marijuana with an EBT card.
That's lovely.
And you know how that works? Because they go into the marijuana place, they stick it in the ATM at the marijuana place, and they get cash.
Well, you shouldn't be able to get cash.
You're right.
That's bullshit.
You shouldn't
Ooh,
be able to.
I said shit. Do I get one forgiveness? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. When you're in the grocery store and you look at the bottom, it says WIC approved, WIC, women, infant, and children. That means it's something that you can get for WIC.
Isn't it usually dairy and cheese? And
It's things that, and it's not like
It's all healthy and the children should
yeah,
have
Right.
it'll be
portions of.
regular old cornflakes and not frosted flakes.
Well, that's a good program.
Stuff like that. And there should be some type of, and here's what I'm not saying they shouldn't be able to get lobster. It's not what I'm saying. It should be somehow budgeted where maybe they can at one time get lobster, but they shouldn't be able to get alcohol, cigarettes, marijuana.
No, absolutely.
And
absolutely
I'm,
not.
And I'm not saying they can't get
The
candy
card
bars
did
either.
that, though.
The what?
The card did that, though. I don't think you could do that on money. I
No,
think
you
that
couldn't.
you
That's
were
what I'm
limited.
saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This EBT card, because you can go in the local bodega and buy whatever you want.
Local what?
Bodega?
Was that a fancy hamburger?
No, it's means like a convenience store.
Oh, you are such an intellectual know-it-all.
Shut up! Just shut up.
Well, I noticed that he does that at least at once on every show. Got to get that some word in.
Oh,
there.
yes.
Listen, I can't help it if I'm educated and
'Cause I-
you're not.
He has a plethora of knowledge.
Yes. No, I have a plethora of vocabulary.
Oh.
Yes.
Is it very hard knowing that you have a God for a son?
It is really tough. I tell you, it is really tough.
Sober es poder.
Especially where he makes sure to let everybody know.
Baise mon cul, s'il vous plaît, et me raconte.
No.
No, he's not really full of that, but you might think so.
Sober es poder. Knowledge is power.
I thought it was a perfume by Lauryn Hill.
No. Knowledge is power. No, so what I'm getting at is that, because I see this, and, if their shopping cart is loaded with Twinkies and donuts and candy bars, okay, there's a problem. But if they buy hamburger and rolls and toast and peanut butter, and you see a couple of candy bars in there or a thing of ice cream, that's fine.
Yes, that's
Kids
fine.
got to have that.
Well, of course.
Well, I see people bitching about, what are they doing with the candy bar? They shouldn't have that. That's a luxury item. You gotta have that growing up. You gotta have those things.
If you don't have a couple of luxury items in your life,
Right.
your life is worth
Exactly.
not
And-
worth.
They gotta have meat.
Yeah.
That's your iron. Yes, absolutely.
You want a balanced diet. I just think that it's the abuse. It's because it stands out so much. It's glaring, and it's hard to whittle out the abuse.
Okay, but this is what really irritates me about it, okay? When my father was still alive, my sister, who has Down syndrome, okay, was receiving $230 a month in on EBT for food.
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as he died, and her Social Security got bumped up because once he died, my mother
Right,
got
right. More.
and they
It
bumped hers
increased.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as they did that, they yanked her EBT. And I'm like,
because
really?
she was making more money.
Yeah, but really?
Yeah.
Down syndrome.
Well, no, what gets me about, we could talk all day about your case. What gets me about this is that you guys are nice and you're taking care of your responsibility, and you're not having this child awarded the state where the state would pay everything.
Yeah.
And they can't, they don't provide for Janice. That drives me nuts.
If I put her in a home, you got to figure it's going to cost $400,000 a year for all the care that they're going to get.
Yeah.
But because I choose to do the right thing and say I'll take care of her at home, they won't give me a red cent.
Right.
I get nothing. Well, I can't say nothing.
Yeah.
I do
Next to nothing.
Next to nothing. There are a couple of agencies that work hard to do their best to assist us, but nothing in the fact that if anything should happen, say to my mother, I don't know how I'm going to pay for any of this.
Right.
I was telling Dennis about that. I have to put that in. I am very proud of you.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
You're very welcome.
I am very proud of you as well.
I know. You always tell me.
Yeah. So it's just, what's the answer? You're welcome. What's the answer? It's just this fraud and abuse is so much, and I'm kind of hoping, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm kind of hoping President Trump will start at the top and whittle down some of this fraud and abuse.
Well, if everybody would leave him alone, they would just leave him alone and let him do his job and concentrate on the things that need to be corrected, that would be a good start.
Russia.
Oh, God. Go have a salad with Russian dressing and shut up.
They have a grand jury now.
I'm so irritated right now. You know how hard it is to hold back my usual vocabulary?
Go ahead. Say it.
No.
You.
I promised I wouldn't.
I would just hope that before people vote on anything, that they really weigh all of their options. And not only their options, but the options of their fellow neighbor. So if this comes to a referendum in Massachusetts, it will in other states as well, I'm sure, because if it starts here, people are going to catch on and it's going to start growing.
I got a great idea. From now on, in order to vote, you have to have a competency hearing to see if you actually have a brain that understands what's going on.
I think from now on,
It'd be worse than voting.
You should just ask me how to vote, and I'll tell you.
Oh, God, here we go again. Yes, here. He's the man.
I am. I can tell you exactly how to vote.
2024, vote Dennis Fountain president.
It's surprising that I live in Massachusetts. Really, with all the Democrats that are here and all of this taxation, that can't believe. Texas. She's pointing at herself. Texas ain't all that great either. So
yeah, but at least you can pack
it's
a gun.
because of how I brought you up, son.
Yeah.
You like being the minority, the guy that fights back. You love it in this state for that reason.
Well, I like being the.
You don't want to be in a state where it's all people who think like you, because that wouldn't be any fun for you.
I'm a leader, not a follower.
And you love to argue.
She's sitting over here clapping like a seal. You can speak. She's laughing. She's grin from ear to ear, and she's, Sonny, you're right.
I can't say anything about you on this.
Yeah,
that's not nice.
Yeah,
but he's right. Dennis likes to be right.
He likes a good fight.
Yeah, he loves a good fight.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
You got any Dennis stories you want to share? Oh, you know what? I got a good one for you. Tell him the story about the.
If I remember.
Oh, you'll remember this one. This is a good story about the, how shall I put it, highway free cash.
Oh, my
grandmother,
God.
Nana and the highway free cash. Go ahead, tell him this story. You'll love him.
There's a lot of these.
Talk right into the mic and tell this story.
There is a lot of these kind of stories, really. My mother wanted him to go out there for a visit. So she came out down south. She was living in Georgia at the time. I was living in Springfield. So she came out, though, to, of course, pick him up because he was like 4, I think. So she came out, she picked him up, and she brought him down there. She would try to bring him for a walk. Besides the fact that he had to stop every 20 feet to sit down and take a little nap.
Not true.
Then she would take them out. It is true. She told me that herself. Where
is she?
I try to walk him. She says,
I tried to walk him. What am I, a dog? I tried to walk him.
Were you a fat baby?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And
she told me the other day when she saw me, she couldn't believe that I came out of her.
chunky monkey.
Yeah, she went and looked at all the other babies in the room where they.
I did.
Yeah,
I was with my grandfather, and I can't imagine. I can't see which one's mine. My grandfather said, "That's him right there."
that was back in the
said,
day when they take your kid
"No."
away from you and they go put you in the room with all the other kids.
Yeah.
She says, "No, that kid's already a couple of months old.
Yeah,
Where's
he's
mine?"
about 3 months old. Hey, me. She says, "Yeah, that was yours." So I said, "Oh, jeez." So then she's in the car with him. She's going to bring him shopping to whatever, and she says she could see this money flying all over the place.
She's driving down the highway.
And people are pulling over the side of the road. She had $400 in her pocketbook. And Dennis,
You didn't.
I was in the back
one
seat.
at a
Yeah.
time.
Throwing them out the window.
By the time she realized it and stopped, it was gone.
Oh my!
That was my Bernie Sanders moment.
You made it. You made a lot of liberals happy.
Oh, yeah. One time he was outside in the backyard playing, and they were on those, the swings that just go back and forth. 3 on this side, 3 on this side. Everybody stopped playing, and I look out the window, make sure all the kids are okay, and the kids are all gone, and there's Dennis.
Oh, some things never change.
Yeah. No.
What time do you get up in the morning? I should say afternoon.
Yeah, but I go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning.
So do I.
I'm up by 9, 10.
Yeah, right.
I am up between 9 and 10 every day. So go ahead. Tell him the priest story.
He's sitting on, there's 2 things happen on that front lawn. Things happen on the front lawns for Dennis.
Things happen on the front lawn. I'm a front lawn kind of guy. Not the back. I like it in the front.
That's your stage of the world.
He's singing that. He is singing to the top of his lungs to this pastor that goes by, and I don't remember the whole story. I really don't.
Well, it
the
was
pastor-
back then. It was in the 70s. So the song that was popular time was
Jesus
Christ, Superstar. Who in the world? Whatever. But all I knew was Jesus Christ.
That's
All over the front yard going, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. And this priest walks by and he's like, what?
and I was just coming down, and I heard this. Oh my goodness!
So what you're saying is we had a fat kid,
On the lawn.
No. I wasn't fat. I was husky.
a husky kid
Yeah.
on the front lawn, tone deaf,
Yeah.
yelling out
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
lying down on his elbow like this.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I was posing.
Yeah, he was posing. Yeah.
Well, I have a question for your mother.
Well, ask her.
Okay. You see this picture?
What the heck is that?
Tell-
Oh, I know what that is.
Okay. See this picture?
She's not going to remember that.
Wait a minute.
That's the Jupiter 2 toy
Oh,
from
what
Lost
did I
in
do
Space.
with it?
What?
Oh,
Now-
she does remember that. Oh.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Where
What
is
happened
it?
to it? Where is it?
I will tell you something. I used to have a lot of tag sales.
Oh, you didn't.
No, there was a reason for this.
Okay.
There's a good reason for this. And Dennis would disturb them all. He would get into my dining room. I had the front lawn, and the dining room was the windows that would go off. He would get into that window and hide behind a curtain with a speaker, because he always had speakers or something. Don't touch that. Leave that alone. Do you want me to hit you?
How come I've never heard this crap before?
Oh, there's more.
Oh,
And I go in the house. Dennis, stop it right now. Okay. And he starts head off to us. Comes back. I'm out there. What did I say? Don't touch that.
So explain
So I
still
put
what
it
happened to
out
my
there to
Jupiter
sell
2.
so what happened to it?
I put it out there to sell it, and he didn't see the guy that bought it.
Oh, when did
That was my
tag
punishment.
sale? Do you know how much that thing would be worth today?
Yeah.
Whoo, baby. Big bucks. You never know what you're selling at a tag sale.
Yeah, never know. Sold it out.
Too bad.
I was coming down Church Street, and there was a coffee table for free on the side of the road, so I threw it in the back of my pickup truck, brought it to my flea market. The lady put $40 on it, and somebody walked out the door with it.
There you go.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. It's,
What is it with this? I've never seen that when I was younger. I see stuff on the side of the road and I see somebody.
Because
the
it
guy
costs
across
to
the
get rid of
street
it now.
Put a couch on the.
Oh yeah, that's in.
And somebody actually came by,
Yeah.
picked it up, and put it in their pickup.
Well, you
So you don't even know could have bugs in it.
You drive down this section of Ware, and it looks like the entire street is furnished. You got beds, you got couches, you got everything.
because
on the side of the road.
there's no. Remember, you said something. All right, this is the weirdest story ever. I have no explanation for it, unless it was probably a fountain of thought listener. I have no idea. But I'm sitting in my house one day, and I hear a car pull off, or a truck. Actually, I'm assuming it's a truck. I actually didn't see the vehicle, so I hear something pull. I live at a dead end street, so I'm a little nosy when somebody comes down. So I hear it pull off. So I go out and I look, and there is a 4-file drawer filing cabinet in the middle of my driveway. And I'm like, where the hell did this come from? So I immediately call all the kids because I figured, one of the kids wanted it for something. I call all the kids. Nope. Call Linda. Nope. I wait till my Lions Club meeting because I figured, well, maybe one of the Lions dropped it off thinking that the Lions needed it or something. I ask all of them. Nope. Nobody knows where this came from. So I now have a 4-drawer filing cabinet that I need to get rid of. And Mom says, well, why don't you just put it out with the trash? I says, I can't. She goes, what do you mean you can't? I said, we can't. I'd have to pay to have somebody take that away. You just can't put that in your trash. They put this in my house. Who does this?
Well, it
I
definitely.
wonder if they brought it to the wrong house.
It probably was a liberal. He did spend the entire election with Trump signs on his front lawn in a Democratic state, so they all got his number.
I tell you,
Bumper sticker.
No one's gonna. If that was who I want, then that sign goes on that front lawn.
How many times you had to replace it?
I actually didn't
Me
replace
too.
the sign.
the bumper
I did not
stickers.
replace bumper sticker. I went through like 4 of them because they kept vandalizing the bumper sticker on the back of my car.
Children.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to me.
Yeah. So before we move on to the next thing, you got any more embarrassing dentist stories you want to tell?
This
Oh,
could
yeah.
be. This could
Oh,
be.
boy.
This could be a 3-part show.
Yeah. There was another time when all of I said, I hear, I'm looking at this.
What the hell is?
That's my siren.
Oh.
You guys are good.
Yeah.
You probably heard it more than I have.
No, we're just DJs.
So-
We're good at this.
Oh, yeah, okay. And I get out, the dentist is out there in a Santa Claus outfit.
He still does that.
Stopping traffic. Kids are waving. It's like June, July.
It was July, Christmas in July,
Oh,
and I'm
Christmas-
out on Main
Oh,
Street.
That's right. He told me he was celebrating Christmas in July. He says, by yourself? And he says, no, everybody's stopping and waving and waving. But the cops came because the traffic was all building up and people were stopping. One guy almost got in an accident, called the cops.
I was giving back to my community.
Yes, he was.
I'm surprised you don't have a ton of gray hair.
I'm telling you.
She dyes it.
I do. I dye it.
I don't blame
A
you.
lot.
We have another friend we know who does that too.
Now I can understand why the two of you were best friends back then.
Why?
Because you're a little light in the upper stage here.
I come home another time. He's tied to a telephone
Yeah, that
pole
is true. With a sock in my mouth.
with a sock
Dirty sock.
and a fire. He set a fire on the ground, and there's
did?
Dennis.
No, I
waving.
didn't. I was the one that was tied to the telephone
Yeah.
pole.
My brothers tied him to a telephone pole, put a sock in his mouth so he couldn't yell and set him on fire. Just the ground. Just the ground.
And you told me you were such a good
They
kid.
kept me going.
Wait a minute, because I get tied to a telephone pole? That's my fault?
Yeah. You probably said something you shouldn't have.
No, the only 2 bad things I ever did in my life was throw away the money and eat the hot dogs.
Maybe aggravating things. How's that? He would have the school department, anything that was wires, anything that was no good and was electrical. I came home and my whole porch was full of all these electrical things.
Why?
I said, where the heck does this come from?
Those were the days back when
Well,
you
they're
had tubes
good.
and things, and I would take them apart and find out how they work and then fix them. I'd go down. We used to go down to the drugstore. We'd go down to the drugstore where they sold tubes, and you'd go down and test your tubes and buy different tubes, and you'd repair TVs. I used to repair TVs and take things apart to see how they worked. That's not a problem.
No, it's not.
How is that a problem?
Well, it's a mess maker, but
Yeah, I'd
So
say.
what? No, tell them the hot dog story.
I we went over to visit with my poor mother.
Poor mother.
Oh, she was upset. And Dennis, my mother goes, well, we're putting hot dogs on the grill. We're going to have beans. We're going to have some hamburgers, blah, blah, blah. She goes in. She's going to get her hot dogs ready, take them out so we can take everything out in the grill and everything else. And she looks at them and she says, who bit the hot dog? And
Not just the hot dog.
wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
And Dennis says, I didn't, I wanted a piece of the hot dog. And she says, a bite out of every one?
Still in the package. I didn't bother taking them out. Right
So
in the
instead
package.
of taking them out, he bit through every solitary hot dog.
Oh my God!
I mean, this was my life with Dennis. I'm telling you. Oh my God.
God bless you. You know, I got to tell you a cute story. Well, I don't know if you heard it on the. No, I didn't say it on the show. He comes in here a couple weeks ago to do the show, and he's pissed. And he says, "I can't believe it. I got pulled over for doing 35 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone." And I said, "Were you driving the Camaro?" "Yeah, why?" "I don't know." I said, I can't understand why a cop would pull over a souped-up Camaro with plates on it that say, "Hey, God," for doing 5 miles over the speed limit. I can't understand that thinking at all.
It was actually 38 and a 35. I did.
Yeah,
They do it to me all the time.
Well, of course. I would do it to you, too.
All right, folks. Enough abuse for me. I will be right back after I kiss my mommy.
They use their media to assassinate real news. They use their schools to teach children that their president is another Hitler. They use their movie stars and singers and comedy shows and award shows to repeat their narrative over and over again. And then they use their ex-president to endorse the resistance, all to make them march, make them protest, make them scream racism and sexism and xenophobia and homophobia, to smash windows, burn cars, shut down interstates and airports, bully and terrorize the law-abiding, until the only option left is for the police to do their jobs and stop the madness. And when that happens, they'll use it as an excuse for their outrage. The only way we stop this, the only way we save our country and our freedom, is to fight this violence of lies with the clenched fist of truth. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
Oh, wasn't that sweet?
It was so sweet.
That was so nice.
All right, folks, welcome back. If you are interested in becoming a sponsor of our show, please drop us an email at talkfot@gmail.com.
Interested in your very own shout out? Let us know at facebook.com/Fountain of Thought, on Twitter at TalkFOT, or email us at talkfot@gmail.com. And you could be rewarded for listening.
All right, shout-outs this week going to Bill Connolly from Palmer, Mass., and Louis Burgos from Springfield, Mass. Sonny, got any shout-outs?
Yes, I got a shout out. This one goes out to Steve Gumball Gonaville, the only person I know who loves the movie Twister as much as I do.
Mom, do you have any shout-outs?
Hi, Woody.
The moment you've been waiting for is finally here. Yes, true or false headlines.
True or false headlines being powered by the Ludlow Lions Club. Do you want to help those in need in your neighborhood? Volunteer to help out today by visiting ludlowlions.org or by calling 754-900-ROAR. Meow. All right, how this works is I will read a headline. I will read a headline, and it has some criminal aspect to it, and you will tell me whether it's true or false, and we'll ask you to play along too, Mom. So we'll ask you whether you think it's true or false. All right, so here's the first headline. Sonny, we'll start with you. True or false? U.S. postal worker pleads guilty to stealing mail.
Oh, that's definitely true.
Mom?
False.
That is true. Former Connecticut postal clerk has pleaded guilty to federal charges that he stole numerous packages and greeting cards that she suspected would contain gift cards or cash. 30-year-old Anna Giddy faces up to 5 years in prison. She's a citizen of Honduras, but has permanent residency in the state of the U.S. Prosecutors say that during 2016 and early 2017, the West Haven, Connecticut postal clerk took items from the mail stream or removed items of value from letters before sending the mail onto its final destination. Authorities say confronting Giddy, they found 35 greeting cards and other mail in her car and recovered 5 packages containing cell phones. Giddy is free on $25,000 bond pending her sentencing, which is scheduled for October.
Absolutely disgusting.
Yes. You should go postal and shoot people, not steal their mail. All right, here's the next one. We'll start with you, Mom. Woman arrested after topless road rage attack.
True.
Sonny?
False.
That is true. Police say a Massachusetts motorist has been arrested after getting out of her sport utility vehicle, removing her shirt, and charging topless while holding a knife toward another motorist.
Why doesn't things like that ever happen to me?
Well,
That'd be exciting.
the Cape Cod Times reported the other motorist turned out to be an off-duty police officer. Call that bad luck, huh?
Really?
For the Sandwich Police Department to report the woman, police say they received a call Saturday of an SUV driving erratically. They say the driver attempted to crash into the caller's vehicle before pulling up behind in a red light. Police say the woman got out of the SUV, removed her shirt, and ran toward the other vehicle holding a dagger. They say the 39-year-old woman is facing several charges, including assault with a dangerous weapon.
You're stupid.
Why? I don't get why the shirt. I don't get. I don't know.
How was that going to help her do this for her?
And how did her boobs look at 39?
I don't know. Don't know.
You don't have a picture?
There is no picture.
Why not?
They didn't provide one.
Oh, that's not
If
right.
they provided one, I would clearly post it on our website.
Because it wasn't nice.
Yes. Yes, Sonny.
Did she trip?
Pervert.
Was it so
You
bad that she was
pervert.
tripping on him?
All right, here's the next one. Sonny, we'll start with you. True or false? Man sentenced to 120 days in jail for killing a fish.
True.
I'm going to say true because unless you got more information. True.
That is true. Connecticut man has been sentenced to 120 days in jail after police say he cut a pet fish in half.
Really?
Yes. During a domestic dispute, police say 33-year-old Juan Vega pleaded guilty Tuesday to breach of peace. As part of the plea deal, a charge of cruelty to animals has been dropped. Authorities say police responded to a call of domestic disturbance at the Bristol home April 27th. Police say Vegas argued with a woman and damaged property at the residence. The woman's 9-year-old son told officers the family's pet betta fish was killed by Vega. The prosecutor says the fish killing is, quote, really traumatizing to the child.
Speaking of things of that nature, believe it or not, I was actually watching a news program last week. This woman calls 911, okay? She says, what's your emergency? She goes, I have a boa constrictor wrapped around my neck, and it's biting my face. And they said, well, where are you? Out on my front lawn. And the next thing she says was, how old are you? I'm like, what the hell does that have to do with the 911 call? I don't know, but yeah, this idiot was feeding her boa constrictor and somehow got it wrapped around her own neck, and it was biting her in the face. When they got there, they had to kill the boa to get it off. She had 13 pet snakes in the house.
Well,
we
had a pet snake. Well, with the boa. We had a boa constrictor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He was nice.
You should have given it to my mother for Christmas. Watch her die of a heart attack right in front of you.
That's not nice to say about your mother.
She's petrified of snakes.
Now I know what to get her for Christmas.
Picture of a snake on TV.
The kids in Palmer's, I had a candy store, and I had a little thing as a display, and we had the snake in it. And you can ask him. And then I ran a contest, and all the kids that came in for candy got to pick out what is his name going to be.
Name the snake.
Yeah, name the snake. And one little girl won it, and I got her that place up in it's a wild set where you can go bring all the family up to it.
Oh, you mean like farm?
Yeah, like I don't remember the name of it,
In
but
Wales?
it was
I
a
don't
big
know.
thing, and it was very expensive, for a family to go here, for a whole family. So I got, no matter how many kids were involved in her family, we got them that, and it really went over big.
Well, okay. How do you get it wrapped around your own neck, biting your own face?
Well, that's what boa constrictors do.
But how did it get around her neck?
Because she had it out.
probably had
Yeah,
it
you hang it
hanging.
around your neck.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
You hang it around your neck, and that's where it's got out.
I'll take a dog any day. I'm sorry.
All right, here's the last one. Prisoners use peanut butter to escape. We'll start with you.
False.
Yes, true.
I don't know how you guys missed that on the news. That was huge. Yes.
Because we're not news junkies like you.
Some inmates in Walker County Jail in Jasper, Alabama, saved peanut butter from their sandwiches and used it like modeling clay to help alter the number above a door that led to the outside. The change made the number resemble the ones above the cell doors. When an inmate demanded that a rookie guard open the door, the guard thought he was letting the inmate back into his cell. Instead, on Sunday evening, a dozen inmates walked right through the door to make their escape. The inmates who escaped ranged in ages from 18 to 30 and were facing charges including disorderly conduct, domestic violence, attempted murder. All inmates now have been captured and are back behind bars.
Yeah.
It's another hot day in Central Florida, and let's be honest, that pool of yours could use some TLC. Let No Worries For You professional pool service handle all your pool needs. Serving Orange, Osceola, and Polk counties, clear your mind by clearing your pool. Give them a call today at 407-953-7926. All right, Mom, so give it a spin, and this is for me. Spin for me. Ooh, that was a good spin. What topic do I have?
It's in the middle.
No, it's on the yellow. Wild card.
Okay.
That's wild.
Oh,
wild
you
card.
and your wild card.
Spin it again.
This is for me.
Okay, it would have to be. It looks like sharp. I don't know. I can't read it.
Wild card. It's wild card.
Okay, that's fair then.
We each have wild card.
Okay, so how the game works is we're going to play sound bites back and forth, and the first person to get 3 right will be the winner. Okay, you got 2 lifelines. One is you can ask for a clue, and the other is if you really are lost and you don't know what the sound is, you can pass on only one.
Right.
Okay, we're clear on the rules. Topic today is what?
Drama. Drama, yes, drama.
What is mine?
Yours is action.
Okay, you're going to go first this week.
All right, here it is. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to give you 3 seconds. Exactly 3 fucking seconds to wipe that stupid looking grin off your face.
Again, please.
I'm going to give you 3 seconds. Exactly 3 fucking seconds to wipe that stupid looking grin off your face.
Clue.
It is a war movie.
A war movie.
A war movie.
Pass.
Oh, you passed. Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, yeah. I knew it sounded familiar, but I just couldn't place it.
All right, here's the next one. You have no more passes, and you have no more clues.
Diplomatic community.
It's just been revoked.
Play it again.
Diplomatic community.
It's just been revoked.
Lethal Weapon 2.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right, now play me a clue that I have no idea what it is.
What? You're going to be 3 and out. You know that.
I know.
Right?
That's why I said play me a clue.
Don't buy wigs that come off at the wrong time. Maury's wigs don't come off, even underwater. And remember, Maury's wigs are tested against hurricane winds. Don't forget about money. You can afford a Maury wig, price to fit every budget. So call me now and come in for a personalized fitting.
The Three Stooges movie. What was it?
Goodfellas.
He sure gave you a lot more information than you gave.
Well, I didn't ask for a clue or anything, so
Yeah, he has to use his lifeline.
Because I don't know it, and the clue would not help me with that one. So, okay, here is your your third, but your second one.
I'm going to take you to the bank, Senator Trent. To the blood bank.
Hard to kill.
Oh, I need to get this one, or else we're toast.
God is my witness, they're not going to lick me. I'm going to live through this, and when it's all over, I'll never be hungry again. No, nor any of my folk. If I have to lie, steal, cheat, or kill, as God is my witness, I'll never be hungry again.
Give me a clue.
Academy Award-winning movie based in the time of the Civil War.
Figured that out. You have any idea, Mom?
Oh, come on. Please.
Gone with the Wind?
Very good. There you go, buddy. Whoa.
All right, here is number 3 for you.
You're hit. You're bleeding, man. I ain't got time to bleed.
Oh, I was going to say I was going to pass just to give the game a little life, but it's Predator.
It is Predator.
I know.
I was being gentle with you, but I didn't think I was being that gentle with
You're
you.
really gentle.
All right, I needed to get the next 2 in a row.
Do you know who I am? I'm Mo Green. I made my bones when you were going out with cheerleaders.
Pass.
Oh, are there any bears around here?
Oh, sure. Black bears and grizzlies. One came along here last month and ate an old lesbian.
Oh, first off, what was the first one that I passed on? What was that?
Oh, The Godfather, which I know you hate mob movies.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's why I did it.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right.
Want to hear it again?
Yeah, one more time, please.
Oh, are there any bears around here?
Oh, sure. Black bears and grizzlies. One came along here last month and ate an old lesbian.
Mother, any ideas? No.
Another Academy Award winner.
Really?
Yeah. Henry Fonda.
On Golden Pond.
Oh, right. Look at that. And I gave you an extra lifeline. I am so generous.
All right, now you got to give me one more.
A relationship, I think, is like a shark. It has to constantly move forward or it dies. And I think what we got on our hands is a dead shark.
It's Woody Allen. Play it again, please.
A relationship, I think, is like a shark. It has to constantly move forward or it dies. And I think what we got on our hands is a dead shark.
Woody Allen is correct.
I can't even think of any of his movies right now. The only one I can think of is the one where he was the robot. It's the only Woody Allen movie I ever liked.
I hated all his movies.
You didn't like the one with the robot? When he was
Sorry, Woody. It just
what was it?
didn't
Sleep
do it for me.
Or something? Just Mary. I only need one, but yeah.
Annie Hall.
Okay, well that was wonderful. All right, so what happens now is because Sonny won and I lost, I have to post an embarrassing picture on the website.
Can we have your mom provide that? Because I bet she's got some
I
beauties.
don't know if she has any.
No, not any embarrassing ones. I don't carry those.
It's time to dig deep. That only means one thing. It's time for questions from my sack.
Questions from My Sack is being powered by Mr. Bill's Boot and Shoot Repair in Pantego, Texas. Find them online at MrBills.net, where they'll save your soul and gladly die for you. All right, this is where you, the audience, become involved. You send us your questions, and we will answer them on the air, just like our show. Anything and everything. Send it in, and we'll pull it out of my sack, and we'll read it on the air. So here is...
They're coming from your sack?
They're coming from my sack.
You don't get sweaty balls.
Sweaty
balls.
Sweaty. Here is the first question. This is a good one. If your life was a bumper sticker, what would it read?
Mom, you go first.
Be kind.
Be kind, nice. Rewind.
Yeah, rewind.
That's an easy one.
And don't mess with God. Hey, God.
Yes. I love it. Yes.
No, I got the definitive.
I have the definitive one.
No, I have the definitive one. Oh, I do.
All right, on three, we'll say it at the same time. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3. Scotty, beam me up. There's no intelligent life here.
So what you're saying is everybody's stupid.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Except me. I'm smart.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
That goes without saying.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. If you think you're smarter than me, let me know.
Are you sure you want to?
Now you're going to get some mail.
Good. What would your bumper sticker read, Sonny?
Shit happens.
That's you. All right, here is the second one. Actually, this is another good one. If you could have a cameo in any movie in the last 5 years, what movie would it be? Ma?
I actually don't watch movies much.
CNN.
You want to be a panelist on CNN?
No, I thought you watched CNN. Tells me all you do
I
is
don't
watch
watch
CNN.
that.
He said there's all this on the
Fox.
Fox. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Fox.
Oh.
Yeah.
I watch Fox. I would love to be on Fox.
You want to be on Fox?
I want to be on Fox.
You want to be on Fox and Friends?
Yeah, Fox and Friends.
Fox and Friends?
Fox
okay.
and Friends.
She's going to be on Fox and Friends.
I would like to do a cameo in any one of the superhero movies from Marvel with Tony Stark.
I got to go with Star Trek.
Of course you do.
Yeah, I have to.
Beat me up, Scotty. There's no intelligent life down here.
That's right. All right, and the last one is... we will let my mother start this one off. Chevy or Ford?
Chevy.
Sonny?
Are we talking Chevy Chase and Gerald Ford?
It says Chevy or Ford. That's all it says.
Okay, I'll go with Mopar.
Chevy or Ford?
Mopar.
We're not talking Chrysler.
Chevy or Ford?
Ford.
Really? I'm going Chevy.
Well, I got a 77 Mustang parked in the garage still.
I
know that.
Well, that's about the only
That's a
good
good
car
year
they
for a
ever
Mustang.
made. I do like some of their trucks, though, I will say.
Oh, they got the best trucks.
Yeah, I will say that.
That is true.
All right.
Sonny's Pet Peeve
of the week.
Pet peeve. Dictionary. Something that a particular person finds especially annoying. This is not so much annoying.
Can't be me.
But I don't get it, and it really pissed me off. Did you happen to catch Tuesday night's Red Sox game?
No.
Okay. There was a ball hit. The guy had played for, I think it was Cleveland. Going back for the ball. He
Fly
jumped.
ball?
Yeah, jumped in the air.
Yeah.
He got the ball.
Yeah.
But went over the fence.
Oh,
and
I did see the play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how do you consider that a home run if your feet don't touch down in fair ground? You can't throw an interception out of bounds, and you can't come out of bounds and run the ball. Now, if he went up, came down, hit the ground, and then fell over the fence, yes, that's fine. That's accidental. But if you go over the fence with the ball, tough shit. You should have been playing left field where the big monster is.
So are you saying it's a home run or not a home run?
No, that shouldn't be a home run.
Shouldn't be a home run.
And I think that rule should be changed.
I agree, because if you can catch the ball, doesn't matter. You should be out.
No, it shouldn't be a home run is what I'm saying.
That's what I said.
So what do you mean? What are you saying?
It should be out, right? If you catch the ball, you should be out.
Only if your feet come down in fair territory.
No, I don't care where you come down.
If you go over the fence with the ball, no, you're full of...
No.
No, I'm sorry.
No, if you catch the ball...
Fingers in your ribs, please. You're full of shit.
No. If you catch the ball...
No way.
Yes.
No.
If you leap up and catch the ball, as long as you hold on to the ball, you're out.
Okay, Tom Brady throws a long pass.
This is not football.
I don't care. Same thing. Throws a long pass, wide receiver jumps up and flies out of bounds with the ball. His feet don't hit in bounds. That is considered out of bounds.
Correct.
Well, the same thing should apply.
No.
Yes.
It's baseball. It's a different
matter.
game.
No.
Yes.
No. You're
All right,
wrong.
So now should Tom Brady, if he doesn't make a completion on the first pass, does he get 2 other tries? Can it be 3 strikes, you're out? So he's going to throw it 3 times before he gets one?
You got 3 strikes.
No,
out
he's
in
got
baseball.
4. No, in baseball, yeah. But in football, he's got 4 chances to move 10 yards. Now you want him? Does he get 3 chances to throw a ball?
He's saying there's no comparison.
Okay,
That's right.
I'll meet you halfway.
Yeah.
Call it a foul ball then.
Was it in foul territory that he caught it?
No, it's in fair territory.
Then it's an out.
No, you're an ass.
I'm sorry.
You are
It's
a big,
It's an
huge
out. It's an out.
ass.
It's an out.
Ass.
Out.
Big, wide ass.
Out. All right, Mom, any final thoughts?
I don't get to say what my pet peeve is.
Oh, you have a pet peeve? Yes. Sure, let's hear your pet peeve. What is it? People who chew like a cow?
People that chew with their mouth open.
Oh, that would be me.
That would be Sonny. So she just insulted you, Sonny.
Well, it's a family thing.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any final thoughts you care to share with us?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact.
I said my mother.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She goes first.
No, my only final thought is I thank you very much for inviting me to this. And what is that noise?
It's rain. It's raining so hard we can hear it in the studio.
It's Friday.
I know, but
I've heard that.
it rains. See? Now you know.
Just about every Friday. Last week was the only time we had sunshine.
It's been, I think, 3 times in literally 35, this would be 36 episodes. So 36
I've listened
weeks.
to it and I said, that can't be. And then that came down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So final thoughts.
That I just want to thank you for this lovely day. It was very nice listening to you too, especially when I listen to you normally just sitting at a kitchen table or something.
How do you listen to us?
I sit at my kitchen table. I usually do it at lunchtime.
Yeah.
I have my lunch and I put the phone on and I listen to you at that.
I thought you listened to us through Alexa.
Alexa?
Yeah.
No, I listen to you off my phone.
Oh, I thought you listened to us on Alexa.
I got your pod right in the front thing, as a matter of fact, and I listen to it there, and it comes out perfect. I can hear everything, and
so you eat lunch and listen to us.
Yeah, if you figure that's the time I know I'm going to sit down.
So now we can
I'm not a sitter.
Make more disgusting things to make her sick at lunchtime.
No, I enjoy it, but now watching it all being done,
It's different. Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
it's neat though.
Well,
I really
it's been
enjoyed
our
it.
pleasure having you.
Oh,
You've
thank
been a
you
lot of fun.
very much.
Not really.
For somebody that wasn't going to talk, you did very well.
Sonny, my man, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I got a couple of final thoughts.
All right, what you got?
First of all, if the guy goes over the damn wall with the ball, it is not a goddamn out. Oh,
Out.
I knew I couldn't make the show without swearing.
Out.
You're full of crap.
Out.
All right, I'm out of here.
All right, folks, then that's going to be it.
Wait! Okay, I'm done.
All right, folks, leave your opinion or thoughts on our listener line at 413-612-8037. Reminding everyone to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Fountain of Thought. Follow us on Twitter at TalkFOT. Don't forget to visit our website at fountainoftthought.com for past, future episodes, and polls. We have several polls up there, and we'll be putting up a new poll next week, so stay tuned for that. And remember, everyone, be a fountain, not a drain.
Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball. What the hell are you staring at?
That's all. We got one goddamn hit.
You can't say goddamn on here.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Oh, you wicked, wicked monkey. Oh!
Just a bit outside.
Just one time at band camp?
Well, I guess that makes our naughty parts tingle.
It's true what they say, cops and women don't mix. It's like eating a spoonful of Drano. Sure, it'll clean you out, but it'll leave you hollow inside.
I hope this isn't out of line, but you do have beautiful breasts.